Save way more at Pure Gym with 50% off your first month.
Hey yo, how's it going? Oh, that is not correct. That is a blank camera. Oh, hold on, I'm on the wrong one as well. Go over there. Oh, and that's wrong as well. Brilliant. Okay, welcome everyone. Let me grab my camera. How's it going? Oh, no music jump scare. Okay, we're back. I promise I'm ready. Good to see everyone. Hey, Swarland. Hey, Brass. Hey, Maya. Yo, Brass, thank you so much for the 2 years. I keep hitting the microphone by accident because it's right next to my webcam now. But yo, 2 years. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. With the tier 1. I promise I'm working on new sublets. I actually have an idea for a new sublet. I need to like edit it so it's different for different tiers and different lengths of time and stuff, so it's not ready yet, and I want to change from Streamlabs, so every time I have spare time I am editing stuff to do with my speedruns, so I've not had a chance, but I will do it at some point. Yeah, hope everyone's doing well. We're going to be doing some marathon submission videos, basically. What I also need to do is I need to copy this over to my game show scene so I don't lose my cropping for the DS. This is my scuffed way of solving it for now. And then copy this one from here. It works, it's fine. Go over here and paste. Nice. And then this one needs to just go there. Okay, brilliant. Actually, is that slightly different? That will bug me, so let me change that. Yeah, so we're going to be doing a Race to Overtime 2 run to start off with, and then we're going to move on to Any Percent, which is otherwise known as Race to Overtime. And yeah, that's going to be about it. No Race to Overtime 3 today, because I'm not submitting that. So I want to put my priorities into stuff that I'm actually doing at marathons soon. So hopefully this goes well. I'm thinking it might actually be easier if I have my setup the other way. Hold on. This is my first mobile streams since I've changed my setup, so I'm just finding my feet, really. You know what? I might not even use the stack of Wii games. I might just rest it on my laptop for now. Yeah, that'll do, actually. Or, you know what? I could have a few, because it is a bit of a dodgy angle for me right now. Oh, I guess that isn't going to work. Okay, you know what? That's fine. I can do everything I need to. So, I'm going to close the tabs I don't need, and let's get started. So, disable the preview, and 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is Race to Overtime 2, and basically what is involved in this run and this game is a very simple game. It's a vertical scrolling pinball game, and there are 8 areas in the game. Once you've reached the final area, once you've beat the final area, the game will loop. And Race to Overtime 2 is about doing 2 laps of the game. So once you get past that first loop, the game essentially goes into overtime. So you only have the in-game time. I'll do this as a no reset, why not? You will only have the in-game time. Come on, there you go. You'll only have the in-game time that is on your timer at the end of the... you know what, let me reset, because this isn't actually that good, and the Wii games are in the way, actually, so I'm going to move them. Let's try again. 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is a Race to Overtime. Oh, you know what, that hurts my neck as well, actually, seeing it there. Where am I supposed to put my iPad that's in an actual good position? I mean, I can have it this way, but then I'm a bit far away from the microphone. It is fine, actually. We'll go with it. Okay. Right, 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is Race to Overtime 2. 3, 2, 1, go. Right, this is Race to Overtime 2. There you go. So, what is involved in this run? This game is essentially is a vertical scrolling pinball game. It's an endless runner, technically, but the game does loop after 8,000 points, or essentially the 8th area. So what we're going to be doing in this run, because we are going to be doing 2 laps of the game, which is what happens once you've beat the... we missed it. Once you've beat the first area, the first lap, the game will loop. It's called overtime, and you only have the in-game time of remaining on the timer left to use. So we need to make sure we have enough from the first lap to actually finish the run. Hey Laurie, how's it going? Good to see you. This is dreadful. Okay, come on. Alright, I'm resetting. I want to actually get a run. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Race to Overtime 2, or essentially what it is 2 laps of the game, and what we're going to be doing is collecting as many time dots as possible early on. I'm going to miss those, actually, not intentionally, just because I missed them, but it's fine. We'll get onto that in a minute. Basically, the reason I've done that is, well, the loop there is some quick time dots, and we do need time dots to be able to finish that second lap, because we can't get extra time in the second lap of the game. Why has this gone so much better than all the others? Yeah, so essentially that first loop that I skipped is one of the first ones where it's not going to progress us anywhere, but it does give us time dots. I've missed that one. Good thing is we do just recover the time dots there. What I am going to be doing is I'm going to be playing mini games, and mini games like this one, I'm going to go quiet here for a little bit, just to make sure I get as many points as possible. Each point is 1 second on the IGT, and 50 plus will be nice here, but it is RNG dependent. We'll see how we fare. $89, very, very good, thank you. Yes, that's really nice. I did actually mess it up there. I got very lucky RNG. You might have noticed that the cars were just not going in my lane. That was incredibly lucky. Good news for me, I guess, because Laser Racer, which is the minigame I just played, is one of the quickest minigames in Pinout, and gives us a massive time boost at the start, puts a lot of the pressure off of us to make sure we have enough time to finish the run. I'm going to grab power-ups, although they're slow RTA, they do pause the timer, and especially Time Freeze will literally pause the in-game timer. I'm going to miss those dots, I didn't intend to, but that's fine. Normally we would go in the different path to make sure we get those. You know what, we're falling back now. That's not great, but it's fine. Normally this is the route we'd do, so we'd do the left ramp there. Get on those time dots. And then there we go. Yeah, so essentially, good question, Laurie. So this is not AGT, this is RTA, but for this run we are paying attention to the AGT because we need to make sure we have enough in-game time to finish the game. Now here, I would rather in Race to Overtime 2, because we don't need all of the time dots, I'd rather just take these long ramps, to be honest. You can take those short ones if you're not, if you're struggling to finish an entire lap of overtime. I'm just going to catch the ball there, and I'll get onto that in a minute. Catching the ball is very interesting in this game. It's not always beneficial. In places like that, it can be, but the game has these line markings in the floor and makes it a lot easier for us to time certain things. Time freeze is fine there, that's okay. Yeah, so the line markings slow the ball down to a manageable speed, and oh, I missed it, whoops. Yeah, it doesn't sound ideal in a speed run, but it makes the game have a lot less frame perfect stuff. In fact, I can't actually think of anything that's frame perfect in this game, which makes it a very welcoming game to speedrun, in my opinion. I have not had a great time freeze here, I'm going to be honest. I should have got a bit more with that, but that's fine. We do get another one later, and I'll explain how it becomes useful later on. Does it reset your credits when you change your name? Yes, I can transfer credits over, yeah. If you just give me your old username. And I'll do it after the run. It will combine the totals, so that's fine. Yeah, so here I could take the right ramp and it's going to give me a quicker path, but instead deciding to go left there, that's fine. We're going to get IGT for it anyway. And here we're coming up to the second laser race, so it's literally the exact same game but in a different area, so it's a different colour. Again, 50 plus would be nice. It's not important. I can finish a Race to Overtime 2 run without getting any points on any of these laser races, but I am going to be playing most of the minigames. However, there are going to be some slow ones that I'm going to try and skip because they're fairly slow. I'm going to quiet down here again. 66, not bad, not bad. Played one Race to Overtime, but not done 2. Yeah, 2 is a lot harder, so really when you're starting out, this is more of a challenge run, if I'm honest. And I'm going to explain why these 10 flips are quite crucial. We can, if we're going by IGT, we can actually fall back here. So I'm going to grab the right one here. I'm then going to try and get the right side. There we go. Actually, I can't remember if it's right or left side, but it doesn't really matter too much. Quite far behind on the splits, but that's okay. What we are going to be doing is falling back, and the reason for that is because we can then instantly grab the other 25 time dots on the checkpoint, and that is a massive quirk of Race to Overtime 2 that you do not see in regular any%, because there's no reason to fall back unless you accidentally fall back. But here we're after quick time dots, and although they're not that quick because we have to waste our time falling backwards, they're quite safe for a marathon, so it's nice to be able to do that. And the good thing is it's another 25 IGT. Yeah, so we're coming into this area. This introduces cannons to the game, and I do have a power-up motion link, and you'll notice the timer is slowing down whenever the ball isn't moving. I don't like motion link that much because it doesn't really slow the timer down very much for what it does, really. There are other better power-ups, like Time Doubler is a really, really good one. So I should talk about exactly how much IGT I need to complete a run of this. So any% can be as little as 7 minutes if you don't have, if you don't use push, it can be about 8 minutes. If you play really, really well. But realistically, we want to have at least, 10 minutes to be able to finish this safely. So 10 minutes of IGT, that's 600 seconds, should give us enough safety to finish a run. We're getting time freeze again there. So power-ups, different power-up orbs have different guaranteed power-ups. So you might have noticed I skipped a minigame in the previous area. We're going to skip another one. Oh, sorry, in this area. We're going to skip another one that's in that hidden cave section on the side there. It's pretty slow and it doesn't really give you any more than about 30 IGT. There's no reason to go for it. I actually should have got the right one there, I believe. I'm going to fall back just to make sure I grab the other time dots. Yeah, so it's actually better to do the other one, but that's okay. What I'll do is I'll fall back, and we will then go on the right side, grab these extra 25 time dots, and we are going to come into Granular Rainstorm. And this is probably the most interesting area in this Race to Overtime 2 speedrun. We're going to be grabbing time dots, very, very open area, actually. But what we do have is a guaranteed push power-up, and although it's a bit risky, I am going to go for Granular Rainstorm Cannon Skip, which saves a little bit of time, not very much, and when you're starting out, it's quite difficult because, not the actual trick, but because you skip a ton of IGT. So if you're doing a Race to Overtime 2 run, you're going to be quite far behind on your in-game time requirements, really. You're going to skip another minigame there. We're going to find that one later on. I went in the cannon and somehow didn't get stuck. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, we're then going to come through, and you might notice I've still got push going into the next area. That doesn't really happen if you do the cannon, because once you do the cannon and you get into the bumper section, push will actually only be used when you are when the ball is moving. When you're holding the cursor, or when you're holding essentially one of your fingers or thumbs on the screen, that is when push is not being used, the duration of the power-up. That is why push is such a short power-up duration compared to the others, especially Time Doubler. Time Doubler is massive, as we've got here. So what we can do is essentially bypass the cannon, just go straight through, and it saves a couple of seconds, I would say, but it also saves a little bit depending on how much extra push you get in the next section. I am going to go back round again here just to make sure I grab this third Laser Racer. It is a quick enough minigame for us to play it. I understand that's the only minigame I've played so far, but we'll show off one or two of the others later on, if I feel I'm running out of time. We did get quite fortunate getting an 89 earlier, so that has put me in pretty good shape. I'm going to stop talking again here. Very important to do well. .72. Got a little bit cursed by the RNG there. Getting a double where you have to switch left to right really quickly is not ideal. Here we do have enough time dots really to take these long paths. Unfortunately missing there. That's a shame, but that's fine. Good thing is we are going to still grab some IGT, so it's not as costly as in 80%. Going to grab a power up again, not ideal. Oh, we got push. Okay, well we're going to be experiencing more of this power up. So if I was running any percent, this would be a lot more crucial in that run. Now that right side there actually has 35 time dots, but me having push, I've decided to just zip through. And you know what? That is absolutely okay. I'm going to keep on going here, and you know what? I'll grab this power up. Sorry, this mini game. Why not? Just to showcase it. Here we go. So this is quite a slow mini game, so normally I wouldn't really go for this in runs, but that's when I'm playing quite risky with the timer. I do think this is quite a safe timer, purely just from the laser races we've had. The laser races have been really good in this run. And this could still PB, actually, which would be very nice. Now, I should mention, this is not actually an official category. This is not on SRC right now. But I think it's pretty cool. There is a score percent category, so technically, you could have 28. Not amazing, but that's fine. Yeah, so technically you could have a run of Race to Overtime 2 that gets 16,000 score, and you could submit it to the leaderboards as a score percent run. But unfortunately, this is not on the leaderboards right now. Any percent is the only main category, and we've also got a stage 1 IL. That's it really, but I decided that this is interesting enough to submit. We're gonna skip that power up there. Power ups, as I mentioned earlier, they're always fixed, so they're always gonna have the same ones. And it's not really worth it that much. I think it gives you time freeze as the best power up in my opinion. and it's not really worth me going back for it right now, to be honest. Ironically, you have to fall back, and then if it takes you more than 10 flips to then get back up again, it's then not worth going back for it. So I'm just going to decide to not do it there. Now, the red balls here can get in the way, and in fact, they actually can make you fall back into the previous area. Thankfully, we're not getting that happen here. A lot of the time, you seemingly have no control over where they send you, but thankfully, they were kind to us here. So lots of cannons in this area. Although this is still 1,000 points, this is a deceptively short area. It's up there with Source, really, and Source is definitely the shortest one. So here, quite tight. We're going to try and go left side into that cannon there. Very nice that we managed to make that. And here I'm going to try and take this left ramp, not managing to do it. We are stuck. Thankfully, there is a tilt mechanic, but I can't activate it. The game will have to do it. I can't do anything to cause it to happen. In fact, I don't know whether this is actually going to work. Eventually, it should do something. I might even try and flick one of the red balls into it. There you go. There it is. So that's a bit unfortunate there, but whatever. Not really much I can do about that. Quite rare to get one that takes that long, actually. So the gates can be quite awkward here because you have to go up into the open one, but also make sure you're the other one's still going to be closed. There you go. Oh, I'm behind on the splits. Whoops, I don't know where that happened. I'm going to have to do it there. So that is... I think it was from the skip. That's fine. So we are 3 minutes ahead, actually. Ignore me saying I'm behind. I'm not behind. I am not charging my laptop. I don't know how I'm going to plug in my laptop during a pin-out speedrun. Let me try and do that now. Let me try and grab in my feet. So yeah, this is essentially the end of the game. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, so we've already done one lap of the game. We're now going to do our second. And I am going to need to plug this in ASAP. There we go. It's in. Okay, so, yeah, we're now sitting the exact same game again, but this time no power-ups, no mini-games, just purely playing the game. Now, interesting mechanic to this. This is not just classic any percent. Classic any percent would obviously include mini games. Why have my splits froze? Nice one. I'm gonna have to retime. Is chat all okay? Because I don't know why my splits froze, but either way, we're gonna just leave that and carry on. So I'm only doing one run of this today, so it's not the end of the world, but I am on decent pace, I know that. So yeah, the main reason that this is affected is, or this lap is affected, is the no push. All the other power-ups don't really make much of a difference because they only affect the IGT. Yeah, chat looks like it's all okay. Nice. Yeah, so when we get to Granular Rainstorm, we'll have to play the game normally without using push. Hey Jules, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. So, unfortunately, we can't do Granular Rainstorm Cannon Skip again. I can't do anything with my live split. It's completely broken. So, that is what makes me want to have a little bit more time. You probably need to add on about 20 plus seconds at a minimum for not having push in Granular Rainstorm. It really does make that much of a difference. It is a very, very good power-up, especially in that area. It's almost as if it was designed for that area because it's... yeah, live split's broken. Nothing I can do about it. Yeah. It's almost as if it was designed for that area because it's such an open area. But thankfully we can play it normally, and it is quite radically different, to be honest, to play it normally compared to using push. Because if you do get a little bit unlucky or you mistime something, you are going to have to fall quite far back. And they're actually quite an interesting section. Normally there is a power-up orb there, and if you grab the power-up, you will instantly go into the bumper straight to the next section. Here we don't have the power-up, so you have to go through the middle gap to make it through consistently. If you go around the sides, they will normally, unless you're going at it with a certain speed, they will send you straight to the other side and have to do the flip again. So going through the middle is the only option there, really, consistently. Coming into Something Beneath 2, and we've still got 400 seconds. That's plenty of time for us to finish a full run. Now, I will retime this, and it will probably, to be honest, be in the title if I manage to finish this, because it's definitely on PB pace. Could just try and become the mod and add the category. Yeah, but that's a bit disingenuous to just become mod just to add the category, because you kind of have to add other mods in agreement. There is only one active mod right now, though, so if I were to suggest it, I would get into contact with them. I am not getting very lucky with this. Yeah. I've only got through twice here, and it's just not rebounding me anywhere. Okay, right, we're through. We're fine. So be patient on that cannon. And we are coming towards the end of this area. We're going to go on the left side here, so we can use the cannon. Accidentally gone left side, but that's okay. Getting a nice one straight through that flipper there. And interestingly, that loop there after that cannon that we just went through, that's one of the only parts of this game where there are no line markings in that section. So it's I keep pressing my split button, forgetting it's not on. There are no line markings there, so it's actually really hard to make it through. That was a really lucky bounce. We unfortunately didn't make it all the way. Sometimes you can get a little bit lucky in this area, and it would save time to do that. So here we're going to notice that there is no power-up orb. So we're going to have to play the game according to the arrows on the floor. We will basically always follow these. So this is where the power-up would have been. And we would then be playing the game with push for a little while. Here we can then just go straight through. That's very nice. That doesn't happen very often. So come through here. It looks a little slow. We have to go left, then to the right, and then to the left again. We just have to make them up next month. Yeah, true. Could still get on a game show yet. Alright, so bumpers here are actually quite powerful. They often are too powerful, so they actually send you flying. And not really where the game intends you to go, which is unfortunate. Don't split, it's not working. So yeah, carrying on. We've got over 4 minutes left, plenty of time. This is the third to last area. So this is area 6. And here we are able to just go on the right side there and go straight through. And you are able to make that right side with that right ramp with the right side flipper, because when you reach these sections, these barriers and things, they will always be on the same cycle. So it doesn't matter how fast or slow you are in previous parts, they're not on a global cycle, thankfully. And here we can also go right side from the right ramp. Very, very nice to hit that. It's one of the more precise things again in this run. So coming through, we've got 3.5 minutes left, and taking these long ramps here, there's no reason for us to be taking the short ones. This is literally a replica of any percent now. And coming into this final area, a little bit faster to do the left ramp, so that is what we're going to be doing. And we now have the red balls to deal with again. So this is one of the more difficult sections. I don't believe we saw it in the first lap, but basically at the end of this section, or this area, is a part with no barriers. So there are barriers on the side right now, but there are also some gaps where you'll fall off the map. If you fall off, you do respawn, usually where you just were. But at the end of this area, there is actually only one checkpoint for 3 sets of flippers. So it's pretty much one of the hardest things to deal with casually, I would say. If you've played this game casually, you will definitely know what I'm talking about. Because you do need to time it fairly well to actually make it through. Probably one of the harder parts of the run, leaving out Analog Apotheosis. Analog Apotheosis is really just the end game rather than a difficult bit. So this is the checkpoint. And yeah, so this is PB pace, so I'll retime it after this. But we're going to come through here, and we're going to go left side, because it's just one straight ramp to the end. If I do right side, I have to do another flipper. And we're in the final area. We've got 2 minutes remaining to do this area. I'm glad I did a couple of extra mini games, because that will be quite nice for marathon safety. And I do have the estimate quite high compared to PB, just for that reason. I'll probably do 1 or 2 more mini games in a marathon, to be honest. Plus, that gets to show off all of the games. To be honest, I might do all 4 mini games just to show them all off. Or it can be a donation incentive, really, to show off all the mini games. That's another option. If not, we will always show off Laser Racer. So it is possible to do this, I believe, without any mini games, if you are really, really good and optimal with your time dots. But I am not doing that right now. And plus, it's a lot quicker to just play 1 or 2 games of Laser Racer and ensure a win. So, 75 seconds left for these final cannons. Time is coming up on the last cannon shot. And that is time! That's got to be a massive PB. And my goal is sub 25 in this category. So, very nice to get it in a commentated run. Thank you so much for watching. This will go up on YouTube if that's a PB then. I need to retime it. And I'll have the splits... well, I don't know. They'll be on my splits.io and it'll be somewhere. I don't know. It'll be on my speedrun PB sheet. So, yeah. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. I would say it was more I didn't shut up rather than good commentary, but I'll take it. Thanks, Laurie. And thank you, Swarland. Appreciate that as well. Yeah, so unfortunately, I think because I plugged in my laptop during the run, that caused Live Split to not like me. So I'm going to have to retime that. But I will post it in my speedrunning channel in the Discord. I think that's a good place. Yeah, I will have to just do that after the stream, I reckon. Yeah. Yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do some any percent. And that will require me to literally force close in Task Manager. Because I know that, because I've had to do this before. And that's really annoying, but I literally have to get Live Split in Task Manager and end it to start it again. It's whatever. I'm going to do that after the stream. You know what I might do? I might upload my splits file and I'll retime it on my phone, doing it on Live Split 1. I think that's wise, because that will be easier than doing it on my laptop. Okay. Save me from having to leave it on. Can transfer my credits, by the way? Yeah, sure. So what's your previous username? Is it? Are you username Persona from the other day? Or are you someone else? Yes, okay, nice. Exclamation mark transfer. There we go. So you should have everything now. Credits and watch time back. Okay, what we're going to do now is we are going to do some any percent. This is not going to be a PB, I can tell you that, unless we get push. The only chance of getting a PB is push. This is world record splits. I have a 650 in this category. That actually is inaccurate on there. I need to change it to... if I at least change it to 650.99, nice. Then I'm going to display 650. Or 650.90 for us. Somewhere near it. Okay. So, that is actual world record. I did hit 700 followers. Yes, I did. Thanks, everyone. I don't really mention followers too much nowadays because a lot of them are from, like, the mobile game days. Ironically, here I am sitting here playing a mobile game, but this is different. That used to be, like, the Trifecta, Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, BTD Battles. I'm not really that type of person anymore. I do play Clash of Clans still, but not on stream, not really. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get into some any percent. So this is going to be commentated as well. I'm doing these as marathon submissions. I'm going to take my best one and I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I did actually do this fairly recently, but then I deleted it because I wasn't too happy with it, and I wanted to just submit my PB instead. I've decided against that now. I'm going to go back, and I'm now going to do some commentated runs to then submit. And I do want to get at least one good any percent commentated today, because although submissions for the February marathon I've submitted for are done, submissions for the March one end on this Sunday. So as long as I get one done today, I can then get it all sorted Thursday or Friday, and then change my submission videos. Love Clash Royale. To be honest, I find it too much of a rock, paper, scissors meta sort of game nowadays. I don't really vibe with it anymore, but I have played it on occasion, but the game doesn't seem to have changed. But I think it's a really cool concept, but it's yeah, there's just a lot in that game that I just don't really like anymore. That and the lack of free time. I'd rather just be focusing on speedrunning and stuff. So, let's do another run. 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is any percent or race to overtime. The reason it's called race to overtime is because once you complete a lap of the game, you are going to be entering overtime, and we're already we're not going to reset. This is a no reset. I've got an estimate of around 12 to 15 minutes, depending on where this is going. But it can be completed in a lot less than that. 6:50 is the current world record, and top runs do complete this in 8, 9, 10 minutes. So it's not too bad as long as we can get going here. It's taking me a little while considering I'm only halfway through Source. You know what? Let's just go. This just shows how viable 12 minutes is. So, the goal of this game is to complete all 8 areas, and oh my god, what is going on? The goal is to complete all 8 areas, and then once you've completed that, you enter overtime, the game loops, so that is naturally where the run ends. I really shouldn't be hearing this much of Source, but that's fine. So coming through here, a little bit of an unoptimal route because of missing things all the time. That's fine. So we're going to come through here, and you might notice there's a timer ticking down at the top of the screen, and that is our in-game timer. It's not too important in any percent, and we are actually going to be cutting it a bit fine in any percent because of the skips we're going to be attempting. 1 at least, and potentially 2 if RNG is nice. We're just going to throw this minigame because we don't need the IGT. But basically, if you run out of IGT, the game does end, unless you then go into another set of time dots after that. And then, in which case, the game will continue. Taking the long ramp there, unfortunately. Basically, what you want to be doing is as intuitive as it sounds. You want to be taking the long ramps that are quick, and you don't really want to be taking the slow ones. We can't actually do the left one there from the left side, so we're just going to go there. We're going to go through one of these gaps here. That's a little bit of an optimization. We're going to go left side here, and then instantly we can just tap. We'll just go through. A lot of consistent stuff in this game with things like that. We can just tap on a specific sort of timing after the ball rebounds, and we'll pretty much always go through. Next here, we're going to be going right side because left side brings us to another ramp, and a fairly hard ramp to make first try, actually. So coming into this area, this is actually where the RNG chance comes into play. So if we get push from the next power-up, we are going to be attempting Zero Dark 100 skip, and it's going to skip a ton of time dots, so it is a little risky, but it does save us a lot of time. In fact, it's impossible to world record anymore without this power-up. Obviously, we won't be resetting if we don't get it. We're going to get warp, which is actually not too bad. We're going to be warping further ahead, and it's as simple as it sounds. Here, we're not going to take the right side, unfortunately missing it. We'll just go through these. Good thing is we are going to get more IGT for doing that. And I am a little bit behind on the in-game time, so I might take a couple more ramps with time dots on just to be safe. But I'm still not going to play any extra mini-games, so I'm not going to be playing any mini-games in any percent. So here, it is actually ideal if we miss the mini-game orb. It is possible, but unfortunately going into it there, so we're going to lose a few seconds. Here, we're just going to skip the power-up as long as we go through the middle. Hey King Alien, how you doing? Yeah, so this way we're going to go through here. We're actually not going to go through that loop because it's not going to send us anywhere. And nice little skip there. If you go through the middle of those flippers, you can have enough speed to then go straight through. It's a little bit of a slow way through to the next area, but it is worth doing. I really do not want to fall back into the previous area, so let's not do that. So this area introduces cannons, and you can either go left or right, and there is pretty much always an optimal way. I'm getting the power up. That's fine. We're going to get time freeze. So time freeze will mean time will actually stop. IGT will stop for 10 flips, and that is going to actually be quite beneficial for our IGT. I'm still going to avoid some of these though. Some of these time dots, just because they're a little slow. We're going to do quite a long wait here just to make sure we don't hit the mini game, and then go straight into this cannon. We're going to go left side here to make sure we don't have to do another flipper. And again, they're a little bit faster to do these side ramps. That is okay. That's not terrible. I can just go through here. I did kind of want to get the cannon, it's a little bit easier. Right side there is a little cave with a mini game. I don't want the mini game, but that's fine. We can just quickly do a 180 and spin ourselves around for a loss. Next up is the end of the area. So we're actually going to save ourselves there. That would have just gone straight through the gap. Luckily saving ourselves, saving a little bit of time. This is going into telegraphic distortion. This is... Oh, splits are behind. Whoops. That is because I didn't do the 0-100 skip. So, this area is very open. We can fall very far back, and actually if you're casual, if you're playing this game casually, this is quite a difficult area to get used to. First off, these bumpers, as you've just seen, don't always work as intended. If you hit them at specific angles, you're not going to go to where you really want to be going. There we are, thankfully, but because they're so powerful, you just sort of end up overshooting, and we don't have any control over the bumpers. They're always just going to do what they're going to do. Here we are going to grab push though, and push is going to allow us to do granular rainstorm cannon skip, as I was talking about earlier. So we're going to skip most of these time dots here, and nice little way out of that ramp there. So here there is actually a gap going into the next area where we can just go straight through here, hopefully. There we go. So I should note there is a chance of the game crashing there, but worst case scenario, we can reload the game from checkpoint, so we can just start again from this checkpoint essentially, and we'd still be able to complete the game in well under 12 minutes. So next up here, we are going into this area. These barriers, get used to them because there's quite a lot of them from now on, and they're always on the same cycle when you get to them. They're not on global cycles based on how you're doing the rest of the game, so thankfully we can just go up to them and do the same thing every time, including there where I just go right side from the left flipper. So this area has a lot of big ramps, and we're coming up to them in a minute. Here is a little optimization. We are missing it, unfortunately. Right side with right flipper. It's quite precise. That's why I went a little early there, actually. If you go too late, you're going to be just going straight into the left barrier. So now we're coming into 4 big ramps. We want to be making all of these because they're very, very important to be going fast in this area. This is the big time save, really. And here we want to go left side because left side's a little bit faster. If I can... Oh, we're going the other side now. That's fine. Yeah, so we just go straight up here and then into the ramp. So, coming into the penultimate area, I've just realised the splits are still behind. And we're getting slow motion because I accidentally didn't take time doubler. So sometimes you will go into that minigame, that power-up, and if you do, you can take random, and then there's a chance of you getting something useful like warp or push. Push isn't actually as useful in this area because a lot of it is quite open, so there's not really much you can do. Slow motion, as you would expect, is not what we want. The ball will slow down, and not only that, it makes things a lot harder to time. So it's not ideal. It does also last a little while. We are out there now though. But we're going to go take these long ramps. We're going to go right side here so we can just go straight through. If you take left side, you're going to be getting stuck a little bit. And we are in the red gate, unfortunately. Okay, you know what? That's unconventional. That has not happened before, but we go that way. Some things just happen in this game that you're not used to. You just have to back it up. So coming through here, we are getting to the part of this area where there is no extra checkpoint. Normally most... Oh, come on. We're not in it yet. I thought I'd be there by now. So here we are. If you fall off at any point here, you're going to be going back to the first set of flippers here. So even if I fall off here, we're going to have to do these 3 sets of flippers again. Thankfully, we're not. And we're going into the final area. So this is Analog Apotheosis. We're falling back. Oh, that's a shame. So that's fine. Oh, we're falling back again. So you can get a little bit unlucky and fall that extra ramp if you get an unlucky rebound. We're coming into this area again, and this is the last area. There's a lot of open space with cannons. We want to basically always be going right side, but that's not always the case. So these 2 gates, they're the only time they appear in the game, but you want to activate them and then go through. So right side, we then want to go right, and then we want to go right, and then we want to go right. And you know what? I'm going to go left here just to take a few extra time dots. It really doesn't cost that much time to take those. Considering how low I am, it just makes sense to do that. I'm going to go left side here. It's a little bit faster. Quite difficult to make that. So here, want to go right ramp, and not easy to make from the right side there. Luckily, we are. Coming into this final section, if we go right side here, we will be able to finish. Timing ends on the final cannon. Here we go. And that is time. 10:20.8. Not too bad. We had a bit of a rough time in Source, and we didn't get the RNG needed for Zero Dark 100 skip, but we're still able to complete the game in well under 12 minutes. So that is Pin Out. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Went to GameStop yesterday and bought a cartridge case. Oh, nice. Yeah, definitely good to get a cartridge case. Or a Switch case as well if you take it out with you. In Kingdom Hearts. Nice. Bit underestimate, yeah. I might honestly after that put it at 15 minutes for some marathons. Because, like, I don't feel comfortable. Like, I can consistently get, you know, sub 10, sub 11. What was that again? That was 10:20, so that's quite rough. But it is going to be quite rough while I'm commentating. I can never really get a really well-optimized run while I'm commentating this game. It's really, really hard to focus on both. So I'm happy enough with that, but really I should put it at 15 minutes just to account for an intro and an outro. I'm still going to put Race to Overtime 2 where I already have put it. I think I actually lowered my Race to Overtime 2 estimate. It was at 40 minutes. It's now at 35. I think that's fair. So 15 and 35 makes sense, I think. Alright. We go again. We're going to do 1 or 2 more runs. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is Pin Out. This is a vertical scrolling pinball game, and it is also an endless runner. And you might be thinking, how do you speedrun an endless runner? Looking at you, Subway Surfers. Well, anyway, what we do is, the game actually ends after 8 laps, and then we loop at overtime. So, essentially, 8,000 score is our target in this run, and timing ends on the final input before 8,000 score. So, what we're going to be doing is not taking a lot of these time dots. These dots are going to add to our IGT at the top of the screen. But they're a little bit unoptimal, especially in Source. We're not going to take a lot of them. It's actually faster to take that route there. You can take the time dots route and only lose a few seconds, which is what I did for a very long time in this game, actually. We have to wait for that gate to open there, but we're going to come through. We're going to get into this minigame, and we've not actually found a way of skipping this minigame. This is the only one that we do not know how to skip. You can get lucky collisions off of these bumpers and then sometimes get close to missing it, but we've never actually been able to skip it yet. Maybe I'll put a bounty up, I don't know. That's probably how you get things done, right? Anyway, we're going to be taking shorter ramps, he says as he goes through the loop-de-loop, but that's okay. We're going to go left side here, and then we're going to go right side. There we go. And left side from the left flipper there is actually not possible, as far as I'm aware. So we're not going to be able to do that. Going to optimize by going through that gap there and then taking this one. Bit of a consistent timing here. All you need to do is just tap the ball as soon as it rebounds. Yo, welcome Theon. How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for the good lucks. Yeah, as soon as the ball rebounds, and there are a few consistent things in this game like that, you can just tap it, tap the flipper, and it will just go. Luckily here, although that was slowing down there, once you get to these checkpoint ramps, they will normally not throw you back. Ramps in this game mostly are, or sometimes are intended to slope forwards rather than backwards. If they slope backwards, then it can be a bit of a pain. Anyway, we're coming into 0.100, and this is actually a skip that's reliant on a 20% RNG chance. We got 5 different power-ups we can get from this because we cannot get the one that's already given to us. If we get push, we're going to do the skip. We get warp, unfortunately. Ironically, that's what I got in the last run. But we go. That's fine. So we're going to be playing the area as normal. What I would have done if we got 0.100... if we got push, sorry, is 0.100 cannon skip, and what that allows us to do is get a specific collision on a bumper, and if we get that collision, we are actually able to get out of bounds on the grey... Sorry, was not actually paying attention, I did not move the car. Whoops, my bad. We're going to get the power up, it's fine. We'll take time for it because it's not as costly for RTA as slow motion. Yeah, so what we would be doing is going out of bounds onto the side here, on the side of the floor, essentially, or the table, whatever you want to call it, and not getting the skip there. Unfortunately, we can get through that gap straight into the checkpoint. Unfortunately, we didn't. Yeah, so once you get out of bounds, essentially there's no collision on the obstacles in that area, so you can just go straight through. It saves at least 30 seconds if you do it well. On a good day, it saves more like 40 to 50, and it's actually required if you want to get a world record nowadays. Unless someone finds something to, you know, manipulate RNG, we are kind of stuck with a 20% chance. But here we're not resetting, we're going to carry on. So, actually not splitting there, because I have them merged. So, coming through, we're going to be doing something beneath, which introduces our cannons to the game. You can go left or right. Here we're going to go left, so it saves us doing a flipper. You're going to see me saying that quite a lot, actually. There's not really much of a reason to be doing some of these ramps. Sorry, some of these other sides, just because they're slower. We are literally just doing the correct side because it's faster most of the time. Sometimes we might go for some IGT. And we're going to go straight through here. We're going to get that checkpoint, and we are entering Granular Rainstorm, which has a guaranteed push power-up. So although we didn't get it earlier, we can show it off. And it's coming up in a minute. So essentially, this area is really, really long. If you fall, or really open as well, it feels really long just because it's really open. But if you fall backwards, you are going to be essentially at the mercy of the game. You really can fall back multiple times until you really get close to a flipper. So here, push eliminates that that problem. So push actually pauses. The duration of push is really short, but it pauses whenever we're aiming. So we want to be aiming for most of our use of push here. And what I'm going to do is Granular Rainstorm Cannon Skip. So this was found Christmas Day 2021, and it allows us to go through here. We're not going to have that much left for the next area, and go straight through to here. Have a little bit of push left over, not too much there, unfortunately, because it wasn't great in the previous area. And just skip the RNG, really, of the bumpers. So there is a bumper section with a ton of time dots in the previous area. So that's the main reason that this is costly. It's costly for IGT, so if you're playing for safety, it's not great to go for. But luckily here, we can just grab more time dots and back it up if we really need to. We are on 105 seconds, which is plenty. So, yeah, it does save a few seconds, and it's just a bit flashy, so I like to show it off in the rounds here. But coming into Hypersphere, this is quite... sorry. This area has quite a lot of long ramps, and we have managed to make most of them here. And we're coming actually to the end, going on this left side because it's a slightly shorter checkpoint. In fact, that's the only checkpoint ramp on that right side that has 35 time dots. So luckily we are missing that. Coming into the penultimate area, we have these red balls to deal with, and all they do is just get in the way. And they also can be interacted with by the flippers, and we can actually sort of send the red balls flying with us at some points. But like other ramps and barriers in, sorry, not ramps, other barriers in this game, they do have cycles that only activate when you reach the area. So we can just sort of do the similar sort of thing each time we get there, and it's not really going to be too much of an issue. So here we're going to be going on that long ramp, and then right side here, hopefully. Going to catch the ball. Missed it, unfortunately. Going to go back up that left ramp. And we're going to go right side because it's a little bit easier. Falling back again. No worries, we're going to do it for the third time. Oh, we're going to go the other way. That's fine. I'm going to go right side, and that is because we can then just easily go, or we get unlucky with a bad collision. That's fine too. We'll go through here and go left side. It's a lot harder to do that from the left ramp. You'll often hit that barrier in the middle. So we're just going to do it like that. And here we're going to go left side. And this is the part where if we fall off, we're going to go back to this area, or this checkpoint, sorry. The checkpoint does not change for any of this, any of these three flipper sections. So it is pretty difficult, especially casually. Coming into this last area, we have Analog Apotheosis. Now, the red balls can really be quite annoying here, and they can pretty much send you straight back to the previous area if you're unlucky. And backing it up is very important there if you do get a bad collision with a red ball. So here we're going to be taking right side. We're basically always going to go right ramp. Here, though, I am going to... Whoops, that is not the one I wanted to go left for. That is fine. Time freeze is okay. You know what? I did want more IGT, actually, so... It's fine. We do lose about 7 seconds RTA for taking a power up, but there's no trouble really in doing that. And we're gonna go through here. We're gonna try and do left side cannon. It is faster to do this. We're gonna miss it sadly, so that's fine. We're gonna, okay, that's fine. We're gonna have to fall back and wait for these barriers. We're gonna go again, and are we gonna make it? No, we're not. We barely miss it. That's fine. And not managing to catch the ball because there's a little bit too much speed there. Gonna have to wait for these barriers again just to be safe. Coming through here, going left side. Third time lucky. Nope, that's not making it. We're gonna go back again. And there you go. That was actually quite a lucky collision. We had plenty of speed there. So now we want to be going on this right side here. It's a lot easier to make from the left ramp. We are making it though. It just saves us from going in that loop. And we are coming to the end of the run, timing ends on the final cannon for our ascent into overtime. And we are getting another checkpoint, that's okay. This is actually quite difficult now. We can't really make the right side. And we got the final minigame, that's a shame. So we're just going to go straight into that rocket there. And now I'm on left side, I can try and make the right one. We're still missing it. Unfortunately, because the checkpoint puts you at the right side, it's actually quite hard to make. But we're gonna go. We're gonna go eventually. We're gonna go. We're gonna go through here straight into that last one, and that is time 10:13.3. Not too bad. Meeting our estimate with plenty of time to spare. So that is pin out race to overtime, or pin out any percent. This is the main category of the run. There is only score percent and a stage 1 IL to accompany this officially. There are other runs that I do though. I do Race to Overtime 2 for this game, and I also do plenty of other games as well. But Race to Overtime 2 is really interesting because it does implement time management to make sure you have enough to complete a second lap of the game going into overtime, because there's no extra time dots in overtime, so you do need to make sure you have enough when you're coming into this area. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Alright, I'll use the second one, I think. I'll use the second one. What I will do, though, because I want to actually do some runs for the day and want to show off 0.100 push skip, I am going to do one run that gets 0.100 push, and then see how it goes. So no more hard commentary anymore. We're just going to go. just to finish off the stream. So this is why I don't really grind any percent much anymore. Gotta go. Good luck. Thanks so much, Laurie. Appreciate it. Hopefully see you around. And yeah, thanks again for the good luck. So yeah, it takes about 2 to 2.5 minutes to get to the power-up in 0 Dark 100 before you even know if you can then carry on a run. So it's a little bit frustrating to grind because of that 20% chance. But as long as I get a fairly decent 2.5 areas before there, I will continue a run. And I've still got plenty of time to save here actually. A 6:13 sum of best. And it can definitely sub 6:30. 6:13 will be very hard to push. We're going to see what we can do here though. Alright, pretty flawless Emerald Electric. And that just goes to show how little time there is to save now. It was literally flawless apart from me getting the wrong gap entering that section with the tons of ramps and the gaps and the power-up. That is the only time loss that I can think of from this area. So, very, very heavily optimized now. Did I go past the power-up? I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. XD. I'm not going to fall back, because it would just not be worth it. I thought I missed it, but I thought I'm not going to go back for it. That's going to just take far too long. We'll go again. I didn't realise just how early it is in 0 Dark 100. That's a miss. So I'll either do runs until I get push in 0 Dark 100 or until 8 o'clock. Sorry, until, yeah, until 8 o'clock. I can read the time. Probably the hardest timing in Source is that final one there. Very easy to just go straight to the into the bit below the flippers. Oh no, I'm not doing a run with that. Oh, very lucky there, actually. Would have been a little bit faster to go on that right ramp there, but I seem to struggle to do that recently. Plus, it's not the biggest loss in the world. I'll probably be about 5 behind. A little bit less. 3.2. Right, push please. Oh, is that making it? Yes, it is. Alright, here's the power up. Don't miss it this time. Push please. That's warp again. 3 out of 3 today. 3 out of 3. in the any percents. So unfortunately, this is what an any percent grind looks like. Resetting every time we don't get push. And that's why I wanted to do some no resets for the commentary practice. Because realistically, we're not going to get it in the marathon. It would be hype, but we're not going to get it. Not realistically. Ooh, a little bit unoptimal there, that's fine. You know what, honestly, I might take that ramp in a marathon, because that's really quick, easy time dots for no cost, or next to no cost. It's like a second and a half. That's rough. Oh, that's rough. That's not good. That's why I don't go left, right side anymore. Not when I'm trying to get a run going. We're going to be about them behind. Maybe more. We'll be more behind, actually. This will not be fun if this gets pushed, actually, but I'll go with it. Otherwise, I'm not going to get one. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that. That was not going to be nice. Running against the plus 15. Would have been possible. Would have been very possible. But really not easy. Would have had to have been basically flawless for the rest of the run to do anything substantial. Nice split. Really, my only time save here, well, apart from not doing that, is an optimal gate. No, oh, I didn't even make it through. Give me another plus 15, I reckon. Ah, and I miss it again. Left side should really not be this. Right side should really not be this hard. If I'm plus 20, I'll consider resetting. No, we're just plus 15 again. just want to get one push. So the rest of the run, I was bricking it, to be honest, so it's not fully optimal. Ah, go again. I don't feel like my neck's in as much pain as it normally is in a mobile game stream though, so this is a good thing. Normally I'm like looking straight down at my iPad, which is not ideal. Here that is not as much the case. Oh! I can't even do that. Gotta go. No worries, Swollen. Thanks so much. Appreciate you stopping by. And thanks for the support today. Appreciate it. Ooh, very lucky bounce there. I will take that. Decent gate. Straight through the splash screen. Oh, come on! Okay. Yeah, man. Sure. Not good. Okay, this is garbage now. One more go. One more go. Right, all the way. All the way this time. Get to 0.100. If it doesn't get push, whatever. Not great, Kate. This splash screen. Splash screen. good. That's better. Nice one. Come on. I feel that this one is push. No, it's not. Alright, that's going to do it for the day. Thanks everyone for watching. Short stream as always on a weekday. But I will be back on Saturday. We're going to wait for this this credits raid to finish, and then we'll do an actual raid. But I appreciate all the support today. This was mainly to get some commentated runs prepared, and probably going to change my submission videos for any marathons I'm going to submit these games to, or these categories to. Race to Overtime and Race to Overtime 2. I'll probably also change my estimate to 15 minutes, honestly, just to make sure I've got enough time for an intro and an outro as well. Most marathons would like a generous estimate, so I would do that. And I feel like 15 and 35 makes sense for Race to Overtime 1 and 2, respectively. So we will go with that, and that's going to be it from me. I'll see who's live, and I'll do it on my phone. And yeah, so what is going on next time? So next Wednesday I will probably be live, and I will probably be doing 3D World of some sort. I want to get some 3D World practice in. I want to be doing a 380 practice run, so it's going to be either 380 part 1, part 2 or part 3. All of them are about an hour to an hour and a half, so it would be nice to attempt that on a stream. It's not the end of the world if I can't even finish the run, to be honest. It's just a bit of practice, and it's nice to be able to do that. And I'm not going to be doing 380 yet for a while until I've done that. So in order, stuff that's coming up. Saturday, this Saturday, sorry, Friday, I'm not streaming because I've already streamed twice this week, and I'll be streaming on Saturday, so no Friday stream. Saturday, I will be doing 3D World any percent, so I'm going to practice any percent from now to then, in the time that I have. And I'm also going to be doing tanks. We play tanks 100 deathless. I'm not going to actually be doing it, but I'll probably be attempting it. Chance of me doing it within 1 or 2 attempts is not likely, but I'll see how far I can get. And I at least want to get a 20. That would be nice. I don't think I've actually managed to do that in a speed run yet. I also have a timer on in the corner, so technically, if anything PBs, I'll submit it. And next time would then be, as I say, Wednesday will probably be a 3D World stream, either Wednesday or Friday next week. But I'll do probably 1 3D World and 1 pin out. I don't know yet. I'll post it in the schedule on Sunday. But thanks everyone for watching. I need to see if anyone is live for me to go and raid. Is there anyone streaming pin out? Or is it just me? Yeah, it's just me. Alright. We'll go raid Pods. Pods is doing 3D World. Of course they are. Any percent speed runs. So go enjoy that. Thanks everyone again. And next stream will be Saturday. So hopefully I'll see some of you there.